Hello, hello. Good morning. Happy Friday. I hope you guys can hear me okay. John Usher from Great Britain. Shout out to the United Kingdom. Ronnie C. What's good? Indy Pam. Always good to see you. Marlo. Happy Friday. Shooter. Inquisitive. What's up? Slay the Rings. Jane Powers. Olivia 2. Silas. And Kimmy Connect. Lakeside. How you doing? Always good to see you. And Teresa. So I was spending some time trying to figure out all the information that they had out on Richard Allen so we can kind of get a better idea of who this person is. So I just want to go through the articles that I was reading this morning. And then I want to get an idea of what information you guys have. Let's try to focus on all the factual information that we know about him. None of this none of the speculation. We can speculate towards the end of the show today. But I want to focus on the facts about who this person is, what we know about him. Night Shadow, good to see you. Purdue, what's up, Purdue? Teresa, beautiful one. Maureen, hey, Jill. Jessa, bonjour. Buongiorno. Hey, V. Colette, hello. Thank you, Colette. I'm glad you're here. All right. Yeah. How you doing? Phil. What's up, John? I think Renfro was his alias, but um, I think they corrected that. I think that was just came out on one report, and I think it was a mistake. There was a lot of mistakes made early on. I remember a lot of people were posting pictures of his brother that passed away, his brother-in-law, and they were saying it was him. You remember that? When they're lighting off the fireworks? Those videos are still up today. Hey, Kevin. Kevin says, "Hey, Sleuth and Chat. I'm halfway through the pre-meeting transcript. Are we going to talk about that at all? Wild stuff. I don't think so. You guys got to remember those transcripts are a group of people that had zero factual information. It's all speculation. So, any of the gory details or any of the stuff discussed, none of it is factual information. It's no different than us having a conversation where we're speculating about information that we found or that we've heard. That's all they're doing. Hey, Mills. Thank you. I appreciate you. Miss Thang, what's up? You're washing your car. It's a good idea. Both my trucks are dirty as hell. They got spider webs on them. I don't go anywhere. I work from home. Then I'm just a homebody. Slathering says, "Is it possible he wasn't even there, and the bullet in him coming forward was to throw any investigation?" No, I don't think so. I think they were on to him from the beginning, but you can't just accuse a man. You can't find a bullet and then accuse somebody that that's theirs. You know, you don't want to do that. You don't even want to let them know that you have it. You know, so they didn't want to risk their most powerful piece of information or evidence by asking Richard, "Hey, does this belong to you?" Because he'll say no, and then he'll go home and he'll destroy his firearm. To me, if this casing is the most important piece of evidence they have, the one thing that they did great was protect it they did okay protecting it. They did a pretty good job. They protected it as long as they could for about 5.5 years before people started releasing it, and I'm pretty sure that's why they had to move forward. The cat was out of the bag. Because if Richard Allen saw one of those videos talking about a 40 caliber bullet found at the crime scene, he would have destroyed his weapon, and we would not have a case right now. They're going to convict him. They will convict him of the charge that he's charged with, which is basically um, kidnapping them, and it led to their murder. So basically, if it wasn't for him kidnapping them from that bridge at gunpoint, they would still be living today. They don't have to prove anything after that. They just have to prove that once he kidnapped them, they were dead shortly after. So they were very strategic with the bullet and then the way they charged him. So I'm very pleased with those things because I believe he will be convicted of that charge. I think that's a slam dunk. The more and more I think about it, you got it, John. Karen Brown, 517 kills. What's up? Yeah, the transcripts are old. They knew very little. Yeah, and they're not. They knew nothing. They're just talking about. They're just like brainstorming. You throw out all these ideas, throw out all the information you know or what you think, and then formulate a plan. Like where should we go from here? Well, I think this is a good starting point. Or we should do this, 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 and then we'll finish and we'll try this. It was almost like a briefing for Hannah. She was downloading all of the Delphi info. Hey, Tam. My little I like Mini Coopers. Getting a lot of Canadian smoke, and I don't mean the good kind. Yikes. Yeah, that fire situation's getting a little out of hand over there. Hey, Bianca. Good morning. Kels, you have great hair. I need a haircut. Grunge, what's up? No reason for him to be in those woods with a 40 caliber weapon. I mean, there's nothing wrong with him being in the woods with that gun on his hip, but why was the bullet right there where the girls were found? I think that's a better question. Teresa, hey, they better have more evidence. I don't think they need more evidence. I think from what I see now, the more and more I think about it, it's slam dunk. They're not accusing him of actually physically committing this act. They're saying you kidnapped these girls, we can prove it, and they would still be alive if you hadn't done that. That's it. Life in prison right there. Hey, Purdue, I think the CVS records are related to behind the counter Sudafed activity. That'd be interesting. Running some kind of Sudafed scheme. Under your scars, hello. If he doesn't croak before, he looks horrible. What is up? Good to see you. Yes, indeed, Jill. Justice for Libby and Abby, and we have one in custody and most likely more involved. And that may not be direct family members trying to cover up or help him cover up this crime. And it may not even be a Kagan Klein situation. Um, I mean, there could just be another player that helped him plan this out, and the motivation is just something that we know nothing about yet. What's up, Timmy? Hey, Railroad, what's up? How you doing? Cindy, always good to see you. He thought he was going to get away with it. Um, and if he would have, see, this is why I don't think he had any clue that that bullet was there, or he had no idea that they could trace it. Because if he had any clue that how damaging that information was, he would have gotten rid of that gun. But because of the ego, he was willing to risk it. But I'm pretty sure they were onto him from day one, or day two at least. And I think everything after that, all these pressers, everything that they've done was to get somebody to come forward. Because if they came forward and said, hey, that's Richard Allen, that's all they needed. Now they can go search because they know it's him. But now they can go search and connect their main piece of evidence to him. That's all they're looking for, one piece, right? And it's a little concerning that nobody did that. No well, maybe they did. All right, so this article here was from the New York Post titled, Who is Richard Allen? What We Know About the Delphi Murder Suspect. Here is what we know about Allen, who walked around as a free man and was a well-known member of his community for 5 years following the slayings. Allen is a 50-year-old Indiana resident who worked at CVS as a licensed pharmacy technician. It's concerning that he's a local guy, Carroll County Prosecutor Nicholas McClellan said during a news conference on Monday. He even once processed photos at the CVS for Libby's family, her grandmother told a reporter, and creepily, posters about the murdered girls were hanging Monday in the location where Allen worked. That's so crazy. He just blended right in. Local resident and CVS customer Betty Cummins told the Indiana Star, you wouldn't even suspect the guy. He was always nice. Anybody would tell you that. A.J. Robinson told the paper, you'd never think in a million years. Robinson told the paper that he's blind and Allen would always ask if he needed help at the pharmacy. Some of his hobbies. Allen was a regular at the now closed JC's Bar and Grill. The Indy Star reported. The owner, Bob Matlock, told the paper the accused killer would come in with his wife 3 to 4 times a week and that Allen liked to play pool. There were a good family couple, Matlock said. That's what I guess was the biggest shock. Matlock said the families of the murdered girls would come to the bar also. Allen tends to go by Rick or Ricky. His past. Allen lived in Mexico, Indiana before moving to Delphi in 2006. So according to Fox 59, citing public records. He has lived in the same home since then, the station reported, and it is close to the trails where the 2 girls were found. Allen also appears to have a clean criminal record. He had 3 traffic violations in the last 2 decades and paid all his fines on time. Slethering says, I still don't think that's him on the bridge. I know a lot of you do, though. I mean, I just don't understand. What makes you think it's not him on the bridge? It's almost like it's almost 100% that that's him. Charlotte Dean, have all the tapes been turned into transcripts already, or is there more? Not sure. What if Richard Allen is the wrong guy? Well, if he is the wrong guy, hopefully, he doesn't get convicted, but I don't think so. The guy said he was there. He was wearing the same thing as the guy on the bridge. He looks like the guy on the bridge. As soon as they identified him, everybody was like, "Oh shit, yep, that's him." I mean, it's obviously him. So for them to find his bullet where they did, slam dunk. Karen, hey Sleuth, did you know with coffee, the lighter the bean, more the caffeine? Who knew? No more black coffee. Yeah, I think was that espresso? I love espresso. Yep, life in prison. They may not be able to get that death penalty um, on the books, but yeah, he's going to do life in prison without possibility of parole. They got him. He's done. My only question is he going to give us the information that's needed to close the books on this case completely and give the families a little bit of peace of mind? And he needs to explain why he killed Abby and Libby. We're talking 13 and a 14-year-old. And we've seen conversations that they've had together. We've learned a lot about them over the last 6 years. These were sweet girls. You know, these weren't troublemakers who were sneaking behind their parents' back, um, trying to do something nefarious. They're just sweet kids. He needs to explain why he did what he did. Yeah, says it's so weird because he just doesn't fit the criminal profile other than he's local. Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, he could be a sadistic killer. He could have all kinds of different crimes under his belt that we don't even know about. Rodrigo, sorry I'm not the most familiar with the whole case. Why was property owner not suspect? He lied about his alibi supposedly. No, he was a suspect, but eventually he was cleared. The thing, it's a really strange. If you do a deep dive into Ron Logan, um, you'll get a better understanding of why he did what he did. And it's not the first time. He every time he's been arrested for DWI, he's tried to put somebody else in the seat. So there's a pattern there. So therefore it becomes less suspicious to me. Every time he gets arrested by police, he tries to create a false alibi. He's done it. He did it twice before Delphi. Teresa says, I'm sorry, but to me, his wife had to have known. Maybe she tried convincing herself he wasn't. Well, she was giving every opportunity to deny it. All right, let's see what Fox 59 had to say about Richard Allen. Who is Richard Allen? What we know about the Delphi suspect. Catch up on this chat real quick. Digital says, I think if they don't have better audio or video, but what do they need better audio or video for? I mean, he said he was there. He basically said everything that law enforcement needed to hear other than him kidnapping those girls and telling them to go down the hill. I mean, the timing is perfect. He didn't say he saw another man. If he's on the bridge at that time that the girls were there and he saw no other man, that's him. You know, it's not rocket science. It's really not. He's going down. He's gonna do life in prison regardless. There's no doubt in my mind he's that man on the bridge. Not one doubt. Hey, what's up, Chopper? A little one says too many local prominent people have resigned or took early retirement. Yeah, you got Ives and you got the strange Judge Diener recusing himself after putting everything in motion. Like, if you're recusing yourself, I don't think you should be the person putting everything in motion. I think maybe you should have recused yourself before you did that. It's almost like, yeah, I'm going to let you guys go through with this, but then I'm going to step away. I don't want any part of it. I'm going to help you get this going, but then I'm out. I'm not doing any of this. So there's something shady going on. I think either that or he's recusing himself for an unknown reason and saying it's for the bloodlust or all that, because those aren't good reasons. If you're a judge, you're a public figure. What are you talking about, bloodlust? You're a judge. It's the dumbest excuse I've ever heard in my life. If he recused himself from that, he needs to recuse himself from that job altogether. That's what I'm saying. If he's stating it's for the public's bloodlust, the information that is owed to the public. Selah said Fig put a great side by side of his legs and Bridge Guy's legs on his community post. It's him. I have no doubt about it. It's definitely him. Hey, D. Purdue says all they had to do was look who had a 40 cal previously registered and mail and admitted he was there during the time of the murder. I don't know if it's that simple, though. I don't know if you can just do that. People have rights, so I don't know. It's a good question. Something we need to look into. That way we can ask investigators why they didn't do that. Maybe they did do that. I'm telling you, it's like they didn't need to. They already had the guy. They just needed one piece of information or somebody to say, hey, look, that's Richard Allen. That way they can go to the judge and say, hey, look, we have all of this. We have him putting himself there. And now we have a friend, family member, or neighbor saying 100% that that's him on the bridge. Okay, go ahead and search his home. It's like all they needed. The one piece, I don't think, was to find out who the guy was. I think the one piece was to go in there and prove it. They needed something so that they can get that search warrant. All right, I'm going to go through this chat real quick and then read this article by Izzy Karpinski. Hey, what's up, Tech? GP. Bianca, hello. Do you think law enforcement knows who the other actors are? Or are they waiting for Richard Allen to give them up? I don't know. They might have other information. They might have the deer camera from the mirrors. I think the mirrors were using a deer camera as like a security camera. He might have been caught on there. He could be on the Hoosier Harvest Store video. A second perpetrator. They might have some information that we've never ever been privy to. Under your scar says there has to be a connection with KK or sort even the Anthony Shots part. Yeah, and these two, Kagan and Richard Allen, I mean, they could be in this together and know that they can't speak. No, they can't talk. And Kagan's kind of playing damage control if he is involved. He's like, man, I really gave up too much information, not knowing the consequences. And now he's just doing his best to keep his mouth shut. Or he's cooperating. I don't know. It's Brian Koberger. Silas is True Sleuth. First person named that I thought, yep, it's him. It's the first time that's ever happened, right? You know, we're always like, oh, that could be a Keegan Klein. Is that a TK? Is that Ron Logan? Is that am I seeing a mustache? And then here comes Richard Allen, and you're like, well, there it is. It's like an aha moment. What's up, Dive Deeper? Karen Brown says that's one of the few things they do know for sure that BG is Allen. Yeah. I think they're convinced. I don't think they have any doubts about that. But they also probably know a lot more than we do. Well, I know that they do. And they need him to talk. With him not having any other priors, I mean, he could have just been in a really bad situation and made a bad decision that day. You know, we really don't know the full story. But it appears that there's somebody else there with him. And if there is, this could be the violent offender. This could be the bigger monster out of the two, and he's running free. For all we know, he's committed multiple murders since. Yep. Okay, Richard Allen was there, but who else was there? Exactly. Yeah, that's true, Beach. All right, let's keep reading on here. Let's see what Fox had to say. It's a name that will now be forever tied to one of the darkest chapters in Delphi history, Richard Allen. But what exactly is known about the man charged with the 2017 murders of Libby German and Abby Williams? As Fox 59 reported, 50-year-old Richard Allen was arrested and taken into custody at the Indiana State Police Post in West Lafayette on Wednesday, October 26th. He was formally charged with 2 counts of murder 2 days later on October 28th. October 28th was also his first court appearance, in which Carroll County prosecutor Nicholas McClellan said Allen entered a not guilty plea for his murder charge. Sources with firsthand knowledge of the investigation told Fox 59 Allen actually came forward as a witness in the earlier stages of the investigation. Well, that's the first time. Well, I mean, as a witness, I wonder what that means. Just witness testimony to what they saw that day, maybe. Mike Patty, Libby's grandfather, said he did not personally know Allen, but has probably seen him since Delphi is a small town. According to the latest U.S. Census 2020, Delphi has a population of 2,961. Public records show Allen relocated to Delphi from Mexico, Indiana in December of 2006. That's when he bought the home he has lived in ever since, a home not far from where the bodies of Abby and Libby were found near the Delphi Historic Trails on February 14th, 2017. Allen worked in Delphi as a pharmacy technician at a local CVS. He received his pharmacy technician license. This says 2017, but the one I have says 2018. That might be a typo. No complaints or sanctions against him appear to file with the Indiana State Pharmacy Board. When asked about his employment, a CVS Health representative confirmed he was an employee and said, "We are shocked and saddened to learn that one of our store employees was arrested as a suspect in these crimes. We stand ready to cooperate with the police investigation in any way we can." Richard Allen's record only shows traffic violations, with the most recent being a speeding ticket in Jasper County in 2013. He was also ticketed for speeding in Fulton County in 2005. Allen's earlier arrest ticketed for driving without a seatbelt in 2003. So I'm wondering why he was speeding. Was he leaving the crime scene over there in Jasper County? Same thing in 2005, speeding in Fulton County. Like, what are you in such a hurry for? He's next due in court January 13th. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of information in that one. Let me see what I have here. See what I've collected on this guy. I think this is his pharmacy license here, technician license. This one's issued 2/21/2018, expires 2024. So I'm wondering if the one issued in 2017 was a temporary. Karen says people like this never fit the profile until you start digging, then boom. They're good at hiding. Then when you take a look, things start to come together. Ronnie C., I think he has tried to tell his part, but they're having a hard time confirming other players involved. That's interesting. Like maybe he's already rolled over, but they can't just take his word for it. That's a good point. Hey, Amy, good to see you. Has anyone just tried to get Richard Allen to say "guys" down the hill? Oh, they will in court. That's for damn sure. Under Your Scar says it's a miracle the girls got a video or it would never solve. Yeah, because I mean, you could look at that video and you can say, yeah, that looks a lot like him. Okay, well, we can't be sure. Okay, well, he puts himself there at that time. Okay, well, did he admit to being on the bridge? Yep. Oh, shit. Well, what was he wearing that day? Did he say? Yeah, he said he was wearing a blue or dark Carhartt jacket and some blue jeans and a hat. You mean just like the bridge guy? Yeah. Wow. See, I'm trying to look at this through the eyes of a juror. And who knows who else can be involved? It could be a Ron Logan. It could be somebody else that lives near the trails. Somebody else in Delphi. Could be anybody. But I personally don't think that Ron Logan had anything to do with this. And hopefully they can go ahead and clear his name, 100% before these proceedings start, so they can get focused. C-Lust, did he talk to the conservation officer before or after the BG photo was released? The way I read it, it was before. The girls went missing, so it was either early morning of the 14th or late that night on the 13th, where he met this officer and gave his account. Shooter says, I wonder if they showed KA the BG video and asked her if that could be Richard Allen. That would be wild. I think she was 100% aware that was him. I think she was just confused by it. The first reports that came out are, hey, we just want to talk to this guy. We're not saying he's a suspect. We just want to know what he saw. So right there, that's confusing. She can go ahead and slide that comment over to the denials section. And then after the 2019 New Direction presser, they put out a bulletin. And it said that the older sketch, is no longer a person of interest. So if I was his wife, I would assume that that older sketch was always him, but I would be confused by it, and I would argue and argue and argue. He had nothing to do with it. He came forward, yada yada yada. And then 2019 comes around, they send out that bulletin. Psh, go ahead and slide that right over to the denial section. So they gave her plenty of reason to deny it, that he was involved. But she knew for a fact he was there, and she had her suspicions, guaranteed. If she didn't know everything. But that doesn't mean anything because he came forward and admitted it to law enforcement. So they knew also. Sorry, Richard Allen is innocent. Judge Gull is going to release him soon. Why do you say that, Stephen? I mean, it's an interesting comment, but I guarantee you have nothing to back that up. Because if you did, I'd stand next to you with that. I respect your opinion, but that's all it is, right? Yeah. That whole judge recusing is beyond sketch. I agree. Commentator Root, not guilty. Yeah, but you won't give me a reason why. These people that want to help Richard Allen knowing that he's involved in this murder is disgusting to me. Absolutely appalling. Let's see. Here's a response from Stephen. Teresa, if experts are included in next week's hearing. Oh, so you don't have the information yet. You're just anticipating. Okay. Game over. Richard Allen will be released. There is ample evidence, but this was your response. This, out of all your ample evidence, you went with this. If experts are included in next week's hearing, game over. You think you would lead with the ample evidence. That's just me, though. Bianca, yeah, why didn't the judge want anything to do with this case unless he knows there is something shady going on? Well, he could be related to a family member. He could have maybe been involved in a case somehow connected to this. It could be a million things. I just don't like the fact that he cited public's bloodlust for information. Dude, you're a public servant. You owe that information to Indiana, especially the residents of Carroll County. Like, what the hell are you talking about? He does not belong in that position. For him to make that comment is proof of that, in my opinion. Beach says he stepped in by saying his bullet had no reason to be there too. Said he'd not been in that area previous, and no one else had access to his gun. That's what got him. That's what got him arrested. He may have bought a little bit of time if he said, "Yeah, my gun was missing for some time." So hopefully his gun wasn't missing, and he's covering for somebody who may have been with him on the trails that day. Chopper, Richard Allen is BG. He was hiding in plain sight, likely have spoken to you or someone close to you. 100%. Thank you, Mills. That was very thoughtful of you. Good to see you in the chats, donating, hanging out. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Let's see what Shay. Hey, Shay. I wonder if anyone had any discussion in passing with him regarding the murders, maybe a coworker, customer, bar patron, etc. Well, the guy that owns the Matlock that owned The bar he frequented, yeah. He said they would talk about it all the time and how bad he felt for the families, and even though the family would show up to that same bar. Crazy. The original old sketch said 5'6" to 5'8", I think, or 5'6" to 5'10". And I'm pretty sure Richard Allen is closer to like a 5'4", 5'6", or anywhere between 5'4" and even 5'8", maybe 5'7". I don't know. So I think the Unsolved did a video on that and cleared that all up, but I'm not sure. Julia Burns. If there were other actors, what reason could Richard Allen have to not tell? What could he have to lose? It seems like it would only be in his favor. Well, the other actors could be a family member, could be a really bad dude who has connections. There's a lot of racial gangs out there. There's a lot of little crews, gangs, drug cliques, out of town gangs moving into Indiana, setting up shop, recruiting locals. There's a lot of weird stuff that goes on out there. I mean, I think there's plenty of reasons that he might quote or cite for not, giving up that information. Or like the other comment stated, maybe he did give the information. It's just taking some time to verify it. Yeah, that's not Ron Logan on the bridge. Was Ron Logan involved? Don't know, but that's not him on the bridge. Camaro Lover, what's up? Sleuth, do you think he will talk? Yeah, I'm hopeful. I mean, for the sake of his family, that would be the best move, is to show remorse, cooperate with law enforcement, and give the families everything that they need right now. Close this awful book for good. Let people get on with their lives. But unfortunately, people that commit these kind of crimes, they're very selfish, and I don't know if he will ever do that. Richard Dobson, what up? He said he saw 3 young witnesses right where they saw him. Yes, they all had different descriptions, but all eyewitnesses said he was the only man there, including Allen, saying that himself, it's him. And for all we know, that these girls were shown a lineup and they pointed him out, because we know that the witness was shown a lineup from Doug, and she pointed out Jimmy Duvall, who looks like he could be Richard Allen's brother. They look like brothers. She says, I'm not saying it's him. She's like, but out of all these people, he more closely resembles this guy. And if you put them side by side, they're very closely. They look very similar. So if they did finally show her a lineup with Richard Allen's face in it, I guarantee she put her finger right on top of it. Probably even circled it with the red pen. Yep, that's him. $1 million question, Rodrigo. What was the motive for the killings? And that's what makes the speculation run wild. What could possibly motivate this guy to do something like that? It just makes your imagination go into that Hollywood studio mode. I think there was another article I wanted to read before I get out of here. Let's take a look. All right, this one is from the U.S. Sun. An admission made by the wife of accused Delphi killer Richard Allen sparked a domino effect for DNA evidence that could cement his downfall, according to a former investigator on the case. Ex FBI agent in charge, Paul Keenan, who oversaw the Bureau's investigation into the murders of Libby German and Abigail Williams for 2 years, spoke with the U.S. Sun ahead of Allen's appearance in the Louisville court on Friday. Allen, 50, was arrested on October 26th and charged with the murders of best friends Libby and Abby. Two eighth graders found dead in Delphi, Indiana woods on Valentine's Day in 2017. An affidavit unsealed by a judge last month revealed that an unspent 40 caliber bullet found between the bodies of the two girls appeared to have been cycled through a pistol owned by Allen. The documents also revealed that Allen admitted to being on the bridge at the same time the girls were killed in two separate interviews. During the interview on October 13th, 2022, Allen told police he'd been wearing jeans and a blue or black Carhartt jacket that day, according to the affidavit. The clothing Allen admitted wearing to police matches the outfit worn by the man known as Bridge Guy, who was captured on video by Libby walking towards the two girls, instructing them to go down the hill. Moments before their deaths, police have long believed that individual to be the girl's killer. In subsequent interview, Allen's wife, Kathy Allen, told investigators that her husband still owns a blue Carhartt jacket, the affidavit states. Keenan says the existence of the jacket is a potentially vital discovery and may still yield crucial DNA evidence. So I thought that was pretty interesting. All right, guys, we're going to hang out for another five minutes or so, and then I'm going to get out of here. See if my daughter wants to go hit some baseballs at the park. What has always bothered me is the original sketch was based on an eyewitness. The newsboy cap, that's a very distinctive cap. And I've always seen a pic of Richard Allen with that kind of hat. And I don't think it was that. I think it was a hat just like what you're seeing on the screen. It just looked strange because it was a smaller hat. It looks like an old beat up hat. And then he has his glasses over it like this. Every picture you see, he does that. Stephen Curry. Yeah, dude, you're a creep. One of you mods, get rid of Stephen Curry. He's one of those. He's part of that Logan cult. He's here for spreading misinformation and bullshit. He's probably a Satanist also. Only a Satanist would try to get that piece of shit off. Go take your wickedness somewhere else. I can see you slithering a mile away, buddy. Those kind of hats age people a lot too. The farmer type rather than a cap would have changed how old people perceive the guy to be, I'd imagine. George from 70. A lot of people don't believe Richard Allen is BG. No, there's not a lot of people that don't believe it. There's a lot of people trying to spread that information. I mean, it's obvious what they're trying to do. It's pure wickedness. I mean, you went from the whole DP character, right? Oh, sorry about that. Oh, well, now we're over here on Ron Logan, right? Even though they have a suspect in custody. Oh, no. It was DP. No, 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 no. It's Ron Logan. No, no. Oh, it's not Richard Allen. Even though they have all this evidence and they have him in custody and a judge signed off on it. No, no, not him. What is he in your little Satanist cult? You gotta help out your brethren. What's the explanation for that? Did you guys not block this fucking guy? I need some new mods. I see that now. Hey Tom, his lawyers seem to think they have a case. Well, we haven't really heard anything from their lawyers after the discovery. They haven't made any public statements at all. They were like, "Oh yeah, he told me he was innocent. I believed him." They didn't say that shit after discovery. That's for damn sure. Hey, what's up? Don't hate create. Make sure you guys go check out this channel. You won't regret it. Hi Sleuth, why would he give account while they were just missing? Were police canvassing at that time? Yes. They were canvassing, they were setting up little stations, and they were going around telling everybody, hey, if you know anybody that was at the trails, make sure they come here, and that way we can ask them what they know, because the girls are still missing. I have a feeling it was that night of the 13th. Or maybe midday on the 14th. Beach Fairy says, hoping they have juicy evidence we aren't aware of from Richard Allen's house. Maybe. Yeah, I think they have somebody that came forward, but I mean, I think they have plenty with what they have provided in the PCA. It's plenty, and it's not plenty for and I don't know how their charges are in Indiana, but it's not enough for a first degree murder charge or just simply a premeditated murder charge, and that's why they didn't charge him with it. So they did it strategically. They're basically saying that because you kidnapped them and participated in this crime, they died. If you wouldn't have done what you did, they would still be living. So it's going to be easy for them to make that charge stick. Very smart for them to do it that way. And they can, and if they find new information, they can always change the charge. Bianca says, what if Ron Logan asked Richard Allen to get the girls off the bridge and off his property? Yeah, it's possible. What if? You know? What if it was a ghost? The ghost of the bridge. We got to have something solid, you know? And I'm okay with speculations, but if you're going to call out somebody like Ron Logan or Mike Patty or something, like at least have something. If you're going to accuse the family, can you at least have something in your hand? You're just going to be a piece of shit for no reason with nothing to back up your cause. I mean, you do see how disgusting that is, right? Oh, Cynthia De La Fuente, the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Miss Dog Lady, I'm happy to be a mod sleuth. Yeah, let me go ahead and mod you up. Thanks for reminding me. All righty, there you go. Babylonian cowboy. Justin, you would not make a good mod at all. Your buddy Rick wouldn't like that. Hey, Deb. Thank you, Miss Dog Lover. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for today. Um, on channel 2, we will be going live to talk about some craziness if you're into that. Let me pop this up on the screen. Thank you, Cindy. Yep. Everybody have a safe and enjoy your weekend. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but yeah, we're gonna dive into this. You got it, Mary. Later, Slatherings. Thanks for hanging out. Yep. Thank you, Ann. I appreciate you. Yeah, I think so. I think I have a pretty good understanding of the facts surrounding this case and who to watch out for. You got it, Richard. Thank you. If you guys could hit the like button on the way out, and we will be on channel 2 at about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be covering this strange case recently out of Las Vegas where they called 911 and stated that a UFO crashed in their backyard and they saw two 10 feet tall aliens. But not only that, law enforcement caught something falling out of the sky on their dash cam, and somebody's ring camera also caught it at the exact same time, and you could hear something crashing to the ground. Very interesting. Hey, Vanilla. Look for Sleuth Intuition 2. I don't have the link handy. I should have just shared the link, I guess. You got it, Beach. You got it, Dan. Yep, Shay's been here from the beginning. Thanks, Miss Persevere. Thanks, D. You got it, Timmy. Tattoo, Ronnie C. Thank you, Ronnie. Watch those aliens. I mean, it reminded me of the movie The Sign, or Signs, because the people that called police about these aliens that they saw in the backyard, it was two of them, two creatures with big eyes, greenish gray colored, tall, lengthy. But they said when they went back inside, they could hear kind of like the pitter patter of feet outside, and then the aliens jumped up on the roof. They could hear them walking on the roof. I'm telling you, it's a crazy story. See you later, GP. Indy Pam, I'll see you later tonight. Yeah, go check it out. It's starting to go viral. Thank you, Beth. Hey, Joey. Mark Collins, I seen that. It's crazy. Yeah, it's really crazy. And what's even more crazy is the family said that the days after the incident, there was a black car with government plates and two guys in suits in dark suits and sunglasses. I mean, you can't make this shit up. Fuck men in black and shit. Crazy. It's going to be a good one for all of you sky watchers. Oh, I like the policeman who said, "Don't call me if they come back." Yep, and I captured that. I'm not just going to play the news. I just gathered all the information. We're gonna go over it and then we'll talk about it ourselves without just playing these reports. I grabbed all of the information from all the reports this morning. It's really crazy. And also, if you take an aerial view of this guy's huge yard, you can see where something cylindrical, kind of like there's a circular impression in the ground. Oh, and not only that, this guy Angel that lived there, he was the one that called the police, and he says he has video of them. He has video of these things on his phone. But he said that one of the creatures tried to engage the tractor that was back there. Yeah, I think it was a fork loader or something. Or no, a front loader. Not a forklift, it was a front loader. It's a really crazy story, guys. Dolpho, hey, I just saw that video later. Lots of evidence, but no video. Yep. Yeah, and they had a whistleblower too that came out recently. So I wonder if they're going to do either like a disclosure or like a fake alien thing. It's always been in the books, I think. Thank you, Colette. But we'll chop that up earlier or later. I'm sorry. Hey, Rebecca. 8 feet tall. We are not ready to hoop with these guys. Yeah, and the witness said he could hear him breathing, and his stomach was moving and shit. So I wonder if he was like having trouble breathing the air. They got up on the roof so they can get picked up. You know, that whole ET phone home. The Blues Brothers. It was Bob Lazar. And just as real as a movie. Yeah. And I put there on my poll, I said, you guys think this is a hoax? Unless this movie was some pre programming. Who knows? The alien economy is tough. You can come look for work in the earth, on the earth. Thank you, Lakeside. Joey says aliens are real. Well, it'd be nice if this guy would release the video on his phone, unless the men in black got it. That damn Will Smith went and smacked his ass. What'd I tell you about taking pictures of aliens? Damn, you gonna take some mushrooms? All right, guys, that's all the time I have. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. And if you are part of the replay crew, you know what to do. Leave a comment and we'll get back to you. But I'll check you guys out later. consider becoming a member because we will be going live for members only this Wednesday. So I appreciate everybody who participated in the chat, and stay safe. Before we go, give a shout out to Mills with the super sticker. Thank you so much. Miss Dog Lover, thank you. Cynthia De La Fuente, always good to see you. Thank you so much. And Sweet Cindy, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Hey, Courtney, what's up? Hopefully, we'll see you over there at Channel 2 later tonight. On that note, guys, I gotta go.